All right, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with JJ Jara. Right now, I'm going to show you guys what I have before we get started. I have a Don Julio as my guest today. Kidding. We have my man, Louis. Louis, go ahead and give him a nice intro. Let him know your name and first and foremost, where they could follow you, brother.
Yeah, so my name's Luis Jimenez. You could follow me on LouisJ__ on Instagram. And yeah, man, we're ready to get into a little bit of my interesting story, I guess, and just try to see if we could help you guys out and see if it's gonna be something that you guys could take some value from.
Absolutely, brother. So I'm really excited for this interview for this podcast. But I also want to go ahead and say thank you again, brother. You showed up with a Don Julio 1942, man. How do you know I like tequila? Do I look like a tequila drinker?
Hey, man, we're Mexican. You know, that's the water that we drink over there. You know, and one thing is that I was taught, you know, like we don't come with las manos vacías. We don't come empty-handed.
So, guys, Don Julio, we're gonna crack open this bad boy, and just so you can get a little comfy and I get a little more comfy, whatever, we're gonna crack it open.
Yeah, let's do it.
A small little shot. I don't have no lemon or limes or anything like that.
No, you're good, bro.
So
that's the best way to drink it.
Raw, you know what I mean? So
that's the best way.
Salud. If you guys are watching this video right now, or if you're listening on the podcast, I'm cracking open a Don Julio 1942 bottle. Woo, yeah, buddy. And so thank you for the bottle, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, and thank you for having me on, dude. First and foremost, like, lots of respect for you, man. There's not a lot of people that I respect, and, dude, I really do respect you a lot. What the things that you've been able to accomplish, and just your story, too. It's really cool, and it's really amazing, too.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Thank you so very much, bro. I really appreciate you. I just poured a little bit here. You don't have to drink it all.
No,
okay,
it's fine.
But let's go ahead and do a salute here, bro. Salute to greatness. Salute to prosperity and blessings, brother. You know, so cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Dale.
Cheers. Yeah. Ooh, it got me.
Whew.
Hey, low key, it's smoother when it comes out, though. It gets smoother as you go, the more you drink too, though. I had some good stories with this one, but I don't want to go too in depth with that.
So true story. True story. They once went to this very nice hotel out there in I believe it was Beverly Hills, and they specialize in mezcal. Mm-hmm. You've been turning red, bro. Look at you.
Bro, it got me.
You need some water?
No, I'm good.
All right. Or you need another shot?
Oh yeah. We need another shot, right?
I'm gonna pour a little bit here so you can sip on it. I don't want to get you all drunk now, but
no, definitely, dude. I hadn't drank this one in a long time. I think the last time that I drank it was when I freshly turned 21. Okay. And I had gotten like 6-7 bottles, and we didn't even finish all of them. It was just like the dumbest thing that I ever do. Like, don't spend money on stuff like that. Yeah, hey, dude, I'm young, I'm stupid. Learn from my mistakes. Trust me. Like, I'm a dumb kid, though.
So I guess we can get started now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Don Julio's is settling in now.
Yeah, it's hitting.
All right,
it's gonna hit in probably a couple minutes.
All right. So, brother, let's go and get started. I really wanted to do a podcast with you because I met you through social media. Mm-hmm. Met you through Instagram, and I met you through a live that I was doing. Mm-hmm. I was doing a live on a family, 2 young girls from the Philippines that lost their house at this big hurricane or something that went through the Philippines, and somebody from the Philippines reached out to me to see if I could help this young 2 girls with a donation. But after hearing their story, brother, I said, you know what? Fuck that donation thing. I'm gonna help them rebuild their whole house. And that's when I started doing the live. You jumped on the live, and then you donated, bro. You donated not $100. I'm gonna say this because it's very important that you guys listen to this. You went and you said, you know what, JJ, I'm in. Boom, put me down for $1,000. And I was like, all right. Who is this cat? Who the hell is this cat? And you was like, put me down for 1,000. And then like 5-10 minutes later on the live, you're like, you know what? No, put me in for, I think it was like a total of $2,000 or $2,500. What was it?
Yeah, I think it was $2,000.
$2,000 freaking dollars, guys. $2,000. So obviously, you know, people are donating $5, $10, $15, $20, $100 here and there. And which, by the way, guys, very greatly appreciate it. But when this cat, a young cat, made a $1,000 donation on a live, he caught my attention. Like that caught my attention. And then 10 minutes later, when you're like, no, double down on that, you really got my attention, bro. And not because of the money, bro. That said a lot about you.
Yeah. And first and foremost, I had already known a little bit about you. I had been following you for probably I would say 5 to 6 months prior to that, because I had like just seen a couple podcasts that you've been in and stuff like that. And so I was like reading up on your story and stuff, and I saw that you're raza, man. So like I see me and other raza, anyone that's raza. Yeah. I just see the people that, you know, want to grind, want to do the right thing. And I felt like there was an authenticity to you. Right. You carry this aura and this energy, not just like walking around, and I could just like, I see someone on Instagram, because there's a lot of Instagram influencers that you follow, like Grant Cardone, a lot of people, but like I've never been able to like really relate to them and say, you know what, this guy is probably the same person that he is on and off the camera. So I felt that authenticity coming from you, and I was like, you know what, this is the right decision. And I just hopped into that live randomly. I was on my way home. You were driving, right? I had just closed like a couple deals, and I was literally on my way back, and I was like, you know what, God is good, man. Like, you know, I'm doing great, I'm crushing it. And then I was like, but I told myself, it's crazy. Right before I hopped on that live, I told myself I wanted to be able to help at least 2 to 3 people that day. Like, you know, change their life, whether it was just $1, whether it was just an act of kindness. And not everything has to be done through money. That's right. Okay? You know, effort really does count in the long run. So we have to be, I always believe that you have to be a great human being first. At the end of the day, what's all the money in the world if you're a jackass? You know? I know personally from my success that I've had in my industry, I know that it's just a matter of time, right? That I'm going to be able to make millions and millions of dollars in my industry, and I'll be in the same position or even better one, God, you know, if God willing, right? So I think the reason why I did that, it was not even just, oh, I want to do it just because JJ's on the live or anything like that. I was like, hey man, like, you know what? You said $1,000. If you believe in God and you believe that there's abundance in this world, like you're saying, double up, bro. Grab your nuts and double up. You know? I was like, that's the way you do it.
Amazing, bro. Thank you so much for that donation. Just so you know, the bill, it's starting, I believe, this week or this weekend. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be like a small little house, not big, but big enough for the lot where they have their own house. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a 2-story. Downstairs is going to be like the small little kitchen, like living room, and upstairs is going to be a 1-bedroom because it's a small lot. But the donation that you did is going to help towards that, bro. So thank you so very much, okay, brother. And I'm going to update their progress and everything. That way, everybody donated $1 up to a couple $1,000. You guys will be able to see where your dollar or your donation went, bro. So thank you so very much for that. Yeah. Besides that, bro, that's how you got my attention. And that's why we're here, because right after that, you and I connected and you hired me as a coach.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's the crazy thing is that after that live, I was like, you know what? I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in coincidences. I think that everything really is positioned in your life either to make you better or to learn from something, right?
That's right.
So whether you fail or you succeed, it's all a learning experience. But the biggest thing that I've realized is just like, hey, man, investing your money and making good money at a good age, at a young age, I started realizing that a lot of people were thinking that, hey, there's always the fear of like, hey, I could fucking lose this all, you know, especially coming from where I come from. I come from literally dirt broke. We were in 1-bedroom apartment, North Hollywood, literally 6 people deep almost. And we would just like grind for everything that we had. My mom even got robbed at one point, at gunpoint in front of our apartment complex. So it really got like really bad. We saw all that type of stuff, but as a kid, you see it as innocence, right? Like you just see it, hey, mom's crying or whatever. We don't even know what mom's crying about. Right. We're just like, you know, they're protecting us from all this stuff, and we just see the world through like such an innocence lens. But as you started to grow up, you started to see and start to develop your own characteristics to be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I didn't have the greatest upbringing, but hey, I could probably do a lot better than that, right? In the future. So that's one of the biggest things that I've taken away from like just having success at a young age and being like, hey, you know what? I gotta be the one that you know, takes responsibility and pushes my family forward.
Now, brother, I want to go back, and when I say back, I mean I want to go back to your childhood and stuff like that. So we're gonna go through 3 different stages. Your upbringing, your childhood, which I know it's gonna get deep, bro. And that is okay because I want that. I want people to see that, brother. I want people to relate to you, whether they're right there in your early stages in life, whether they're like somewhere in the middle where you were at, and some people are going to relate to you now. So this is to help someone else. But before I get started, bro, please let everyone know, what is it that you do for a living? What kind of industry are you in?
Yeah, so I'm in the solar industry. So I actually own a solar company. It's called Next Step Solar. So if you guys are looking for any, like, you know, promo, you know.
That's right. Give your number, by the way. We're going to put it on the caption stuff. But where can they hit you up for solar if they want to?
Yeah, you could hit me directly on my phone line. Honestly, you guys could text me. It's where you guys are going to be able to contact me. Ahí mi mamá me contacta, you know? Like, everyone's going to be able to contact me there. So it's 661-478-2588. That's my personal cell. Like I said, I go to the same Walmart as you. You know, I'm the same person. You know, right. I'm the same person. I'm nothing special. I've never said that, hey, I'm better than anyone, or I'm better than anyone kid in my age, you know? I think the only thing that differentiated me from any other person or any other kid is just, hey, I wanted it a little bit better.
That's right. That's right. So it's very important for people to know how less than 12 months, when applying the right mindset with the right work ethic, can do for your life. So I'm just going to fast forward really fast. That way you guys stick around and listen to the whole podcast and watch the whole video. Louis, less than 12 months in the industry, is making between $50,000 and $80,000 a month in the solar game. 23 years old. Isn't that a good? like my son's right behind the scenes here. He's like, oh shit!
I think I need to do solar.
Right? He's like, maybe I need to start doing solar now, right? But see, bro, this is why I wanted you to be here, because your story is going to change a lot of people, bro. Your story is going to change a lot of people's mindsets. So that's why you're here. But let's go back, bro. Let's go back. You're a kid. You're from Palmdale, right? Yeah. I mean, you were at one point you were here in Corona.
Yeah. So I actually grew up probably like 2-3 years, I would say, around in Corona. So we actually lived in my madrina's house. I lived in McKinley and Pleasant View. Yeah, so like right McKinley, yeah. So we ended up growing up there, and I cannot. Yeah, we struggled with money and everything, but honestly, I'm grateful for the life that I've lived. Like, right. I had a pretty badass upbringing in the sense that we didn't have it all, but we made it work, and we're a family. You know, like, we're a family, carne asadas, you know, nice. Just like, I was always loved. I was always loved. Eso nunca me faltó. A veces la comida, pero, you know, like, el amor and the support as a son or as a brother or as anything, I felt like I've had it throughout my life. So I think that I have to thank all the people in all my circle that is around me. I think that I have very, very strong people that actually genuinely care about me. And shout outs to all of you guys that like push me every single day, motivate me to go harder every single day. And yeah, like we started growing up there. Just to get back on topic. And after that, we ended up getting a 1-bedroom apartment living in North Hollywood. It's not the greatest area, right? It's not the greatest area. Like I said, my mom got robbed at gunpoint. it just wasn't the best stories that we could say. We lived with roaches. We literally lived with roaches. There were roaches in our cups when we would go get coffee or get water. It was really like we would have cheese and weenies sometimes. Like cheese and weenies, and you don't think about that. You're just like, oh, okay, cool. I get to eat cheese. Like you're a little kid. So you don't really think about those type of stuff, but you're like, damn, man, like, it changes your life as you start growing older, and you're like, hey, I realize the sacrifices that my mom has done for me and my dad has done for me. So I'm like, hey, you know what? There's no way I can lose now. There's no way. Like, I think that it's ultimately making that decision to, hey, I'm not going to lose. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing forward. And then I ended up transitioning over to Palmdale. Once I saw all that, took up basically at the age of probably 8 or 9, I ended up moving to Palmdale, and from there we ended up getting a house. We started getting in a better financial position, and I started growing up. I was a very big troublemaker. I would always be very hot-headed. I was very, very hot-headed, so I would get in a lot of fights. I would always, try to be the one that kind of gets attention. I wanted attention, but it was because I was lacking it from at home as well, because my mom was always working. My dad was always working.
I'm gonna ask you this question, bro. If you had to name one person, just one person, as to who your idol is in life, who would that person be?
My mom. Without a doubt. My mom. I think like there is no physical, like there's just no way I can like describe what she's done for me. Like I think my mom worked 2 jobs. Worked at Vallarta, works currently at Carl's Jr., but she was working both of those jobs. Slaving away, making sure that there's food on the table. And you know what's the craziest part? She, on her breaks, she was unselfish as a person, so unselfish that she would take her breaks, and when instead of taking it for herself, getting lunch or whatever, she would go back home and make sure we had food before we came home from school. Like that just hits different. That just hits different. And seeing my mom do that, dedicated every single day, there is the work ethic comes from her for sure, and it's crazy to say because we come from the Mexican culture, at least raza comes from a very machismo, very male dominant hierarchy, right? Like we like to say that the man is the head of the house, but in reality, if you look down deep into it, the support system starts with the mother.
That's right.
The mother is really, it's just like, I can't put it into words, man. She's awesome. She's great.
Is she your everything?
Yeah, she's my everything. I'd do anything. Yeah, if you told me right now, like I had to give it all up to spend a couple more years with my mom and to have her for a little, dude, take it.
All day long.
All day.
I can tell, bro. I can tell.
Yeah,
she means a lot to you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're growing up wasn't the greatest. There's a struggle. There's a point in your life as a kid that you're at a 1-bedroom apartment with roaches. Your mom got robbed, gunpoint. But then you grew out of that stage of your life, and then fast forward to maybe a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you a few years ago before things clicked for you?
Well, dude, this is the craziest part because most people, I think, that speak about entrepreneurship and all this stuff, they usually tend to say, gas up their story and say, oh, I've been through. But in reality, what ended up happening to me is that I ended up going the traditional route. Ended up going to college, right? What I ended up doing is that didn't have good enough grades, all right? I was never a good student. So I didn't have enough good grades to get into a good college. My brother got into good college. So there was a lot of pressure in the family. You got to go to college, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to do it. So my brother got accepted to CSUN. And then I ended up going to community college. Doing my first 2 years, I was planning to transfer out after that, but it didn't end up going that way. I got to my first class. It was an all-girl class. It was really weird. And I got there, and then the first class that I ended up going, I basically got into it with the teacher, and I was like, how much do you make a year? I ended up telling her like
you
that.
Asked your teacher.
Yeah. I just knew that I wanted to have money. I just knew that I wanted to have abundance of money. And I was like, how much do you make a year? And then she was like, I think she was like 60, 70 or something like that. And then she ended up telling me just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Told me a little bit about her job. And I was like, okay, cool. I didn't even say one thing. I just got up and I left. And I was like, a lot of people were like looking at me like, what the fuck is this kid doing? Like, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can curse, but.
No, listen, that's fine. You can say whatever you want. How old were you back then?
So I was 18. I was 18. Because I graduated late. So I was December baby. I'm a December baby. I'm a Sagittarius, But yeah, so I ended up dropping out. But I wish that I could say, oh, that's when I had so much drive and I took off and I made so much money and then I got into solar. No. So I actually got depressed. Really depressed. Like to the point where I was like, I didn't even want to think.
After dropping out of college?
Yeah, I dropped out and I didn't have no plan. This is the craziest part. I didn't have no plan and I still dropped out. So I was telling my parents that I was still going to school. So I would wake up like at 5 a.m, leave around 6 and say that I was going to school. But I would go to my local park and I would just fall asleep. I would just fall asleep. I didn't want to think. I didn't want to be awake, man. I didn't want to be awake to think about my problems and see, because I felt like a failure. I felt like, dude, I'm not good at school, so I'm not going to be able to make it in school. So how the fuck am I going to make money? I was like, how am I? So you said that you want to take care of your mom. You want to retire your mom. Luis, who are you? Who are you? You're nobody. And I was living, I had a 98 Honda Civic that was hanging on duct tape. I have it. If you go on my Instagram story, you could see the car. It's no bullshit. Like that. That's my car.
On our way to Long Beach, California.
I don't even know how many teams there's gonna actually be there.
I feel like there's gonna be like 4 teams, bro, and then we're gonna win.
Oh, look it, dude. That fucking ditch fucked me up, dude. Like,
you guys did.
That's my car. That was my car. And I miss it to this day. I wish that I would have never junked it. It's a beautiful car, best car I ever had. But yeah, like we ended up doing that and I got like literally 15 minutes. I would have to like put water in the radiator.
Yeah.
Because it was overheating, bro. Like it was bad. It was bad. It wasn't like no joke. A lot of people like to exaggerate that, but in reality, I don't even like talking about it because I don't like glorifying that. A struggle is a struggle,
Yeah.
And no one wants to go through that.
It's something that people need to realize, brother, that a lot of times in life, we're all going to struggle some way, somehow. Right now, when you were mentioning about your Honda, putting water and stuff, true story, man. 6-7 years ago, I got into the real estate game. And I remember driving from Myrna Valley, which is the city that I used to live in back then, to here, to the city of Corona, to interview for a new brokerage, for a new office, real estate office. And I remember having no car. I don't remember what happened to my car, if I wrecked it or it was, I don't know, but I remember having to drive my wife's Beetle. You remember that car? My wife's Beetle, and it was an older Beetle, a Bug. There was something wrong with the engine that every time you will stop at a red light or a stop sign, it will make this crazy, like this crazy loud ass noise. It was so embarrassing, bro. So embarrassing. But I had to come here for the interview. Anyway, long story short, I had to drive that car and just do whatever I had to do because I had to. And a lot of times I don't like to talk about it or say it, but it's very important for us to go back and remember that we all have had struggles with our life. And at least for me, bro, those stories help me to stay grounded. Those stories help me to relate with people because there's a lot of people right now that are probably watching this video or listening to a podcast, being at that position that you and I were years ago.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
And it feels helpless when you're in there. And I'll tell you guys one thing is that it really does feel like it's never gonna end. But nothing's permanent. I could tell you that 100%. Nothing is going to be permanent in your life. And I promise, no matter how dark it gets, the sun has to come up. You know, the sun has to go. Like, no matter how much you want to stay the same, even if you're completely 100% like you're successful, whatever the case may be, you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs in your life. It's just a matter of it's life. Yeah. It's not even, mistakes or whatever. It's just life, man. I call it life experience.
That's
and
right.
We can't replace it. So, and after I started doing that, I got out of my depressive state probably like around 12 months.
So you agree, that at one point, at that time in your life, that you would go to a party and sleep inside your car. You agree that you were depressed?
Yeah, I was depressed. No, I was completely depressed. Like, I was down and out. There was times, I don't want to say like to the point where I thought I was going to end it all, you know, or anything like that. But I was definitely like in a state where I was like, I didn't want to think. I didn't want to, like, I wanted to be able to shut off my brain as much as possible because my thoughts were so intoxicating. Yeah. And it was just a bad negative cycle to get out of. And I think that the biggest thing that you have to do right there, and what I did to like fix it, is that I ended up taking action. I was like, you know what? Enough feeling sorry for yourself, Luis. Like, it's okay. Like, you know, you're a dropout, whatever. You're this, you're that. And I faced everything, the things that like I was having in my brain, that I was telling myself, hey man, you're a dropout, people are going to think that you're a bum, people are going to I faced it all. And I was like, you know what, but okay, life goes on, I still need to go. Okay, so let me figure this out. I was like, I need to find a job. I'm not going to school, so I need to find a job. I ended up going on Indeed.com, and I was going through like every job that you could think of. I was looking for no high school diploma, no college, no nothing. I was just looking for the bottom of the bottom jobs. Yeah. I was like, all right, anyone that could hire me, I'll take it. Like, you know, right here, like right now, hire me. And I saw a job that said solar outside qualifier. And I said, what the hell? I didn't even know what solar was. That's how oblivious that I was. Like, I didn't physically know what that was. I just like, solar, okay, cool, whatever. This sounds cool. It says no college degree. All right, bro, sign me up. You know? I was like, let's do it. 40 or 60K. That's what my professor was making. I was like, let's do this. All right. Yeah. I ended up going to this interview, and basically, as soon as I walk in, I get this whiff of weed, just like, it smelled like weed in there. It smelled like vape smoke too, like really, really bad. And it was just like a whole bunch of older gentlemen that were there, and just like whatever. It's just like, honestly, let's just say they weren't the brightest in society, and they were just there just to collect a paycheck, right? And so I ended up meeting the owner of the company, and he was just explaining to me, and I was like, this is kick ass, man. You can make $250 a qualifier, a door? Like, so you're telling me if he runs credit, I get $250? And he was like, yes. I was like, $250, bro? Let me do the math, the minimum wage. I was like, dude, I'm gonna be making more than everybody in my family. I was like, why aren't these guys sprinting at these doors? I was just so oblivious. Like, if you actually think about it, how dumb, like, you know how dumb you have to be? Like, because like most people, but agradezco. Like, I'm thankful that I had that mindset, because when I was beginning, I was just like, dude, any opportunity, I don't give up. I don't care. I'm going to win. I was like, I got to win and whatever, because I needed to save enough money. My plan was to save enough money for when my parents finally figured it out, because they're not stupid. They were going to figure it out. And they ended up figuring it when they figured out that I dropped out of college. I had enough money to be able to live on my own. So that was my plan. And long story short, we ended up starting the job, and I sucked. I completely sucked for like the first month and a half.
What were you doing?
Door to door. We were doing door to door solar. So imagine if you go up to anyone and you're like, what's up, man? Hey, man, we're just doing some solar. And imagine how bad my pitch was.
So like, how's your pitch?
Dude, my pitch was so bad. I remember it. All right,
so yeah, like, how's your pitch?
Bro, okay, if I really imitate like this pitch.
So you're knocking.
Yeah, so
I open the door.
And I'm like, hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Hey man, let me just tell you real quick. So I'm doing some work in the area. I just need to let you know that your electricity bill is going to be going up. I don't know if you gotten a chance to see what's going on with Southern California Edison.
No.
Oh no, I haven't. Right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're just doing some work out here in the area, like I said. So we're working on some Edison projects that help you save 40 to 50% off your electricity bill. I'm not saying 100% you're going to be eligible for the program, but if you are a good fit, you do get 40 to 50% off of your electricity bill, and you get no out-of-pocket solar. And that's literally that was the pitch, bro. That was, long story short, that was the pitch. And in reality, the pitch was, it was, oh my God, I was so bad. Like, just like how I was mumbling right there, that's it. I wanted to exactly, and I still made money. You know what's the craziest part? You know what's the craziest part? I sucked. I completely sucked. I made $0 like my first months. And then everyone was making fun of me in that office. Everyone was like, hey, no, he's gonna quit. He's gonna go. And then that third month hit. I took off and I get hyped. I'm sorry guys, like, if you know, like, I just get that energy in me because it really was a game changer when I started like making good money.
What happened? What do you think happened on third month?
So third month I started getting confidence. Because not even because I was getting success. It was just because I was like, you know what, man? A lot of people doubt me, but I've always been the type of person that, like, if you doubt me, okay, let's go, dude. Yeah. We're gonna go blow for blow. You know, you're gonna have to kill me. It's just like Will Smith said this, and this is really crazy that he said this. He's like, if we get on a treadmill, you're gonna leave.
You're bleeding. You got all carried away.
Yeah, I'm over here bleeding and stuff. But yeah, but that's besides the point.
Will Smith.
What do you say? To get back to that, so like he was saying, I'm willing to die on a treadmill, right? Oh, yeah. So what he ended up doing is that he was just saying, what differentiates you? The interviewer ended up telling him, what differentiates you from any other person in the world? And he says, I'm willing to die on a treadmill.
That's right. I've actually seen, I think that's like a quote or something, right?
Yeah. I think he did an interview though.
Like a video or some shit like that, right?
Damn, man, I'm over here bleeding.
You bit your lip. You're right, bro. You'll survive.
I'm like, over here.
Take another tequila shot. Salute.
I was like, but yeah, I'm like, over here, how did I even bleed? I'm over here getting carried away. But yeah. Dude, ooh, why does it burn, bro?
You have a cut in your lip.
Damn! That one hurt though. Yeah. No, esa sí dolió la alma, como dicen mi mamá. But yeah.
So, yeah. So third month came, you're grinding, door knocking. You were door knocking every day, bro?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was door knocking. So I would actually, this is the crazy part. So we ended up doing 9 a.m. to like 6 p.m. So until sundown. Usually it was until sundown. So what we ended up doing is that when we would start off our day, most people would be like, they wouldn't be responding to the door because they're asleep. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that I was so oblivious. This goes to the same thing that I was speaking about. I didn't care.
Yeah, but it was,
I was just like,
I don't think the oblivious is the word, bro. You were so freaking hungry, bro. Mm-hmm. I know how it is to just freaking go crazy, door knocking, asking for somebody they want to buy or sell their house, buy or sell a house. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I could relate. So oblivious, I don't think it was, bro. You kind of had an idea what you were doing. Maybe you didn't have the right pace, the right script, whatever. But you were just hungry, bro. You're just getting it. You're hungrier than others, and that's why 3 months later, what happened?
So 3 months later, I ended up getting exponential results. And like I said, we would start at 9 in the morning. What I ended up doing is that I would have to leave at 5 in the morning. Since I would have to leave at 5 in the morning to get to school at 6, I would be like, oh, ya me voy a la escuela.
So this whole time your parents didn't know.
So
this whole time,
and I would just go.
This whole time your parents thought you're still in college.
Yeah, definitely, man. And honestly, my mom will still admit it that I'm like, my mom knew. No way that she didn't freaking know, bro. Like, I would come home at different times y nomás entraba, ya llegué, blah, 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 blah. And dude,
it's so funny, bro, because you're saying that, and then obviously my son's here, and him and his two sisters, they try to play. They still do every now and then. They try to play shit on me and my wife, thinking that they're slick. You know what I mean? Just like you thought you were slick, but your mom knew the whole time.
Yeah, my mom.
You know what I mean? Us parents, we know what's up. Sometimes we just keep it cool or like don't say anything because like you know what I mean. Like
yeah, I know.
we sometimes we just have to let you guys be and learn and experience things. You know what I mean? I think that's what was happening. So what happened after that, brother?
So after that, yeah, like I would leave around like 5 in, get there around 6, and the office wouldn't open until 9. But that was the key. I think that was probably the key to my success too. It's just that I would have so much time to practice. I was locked in to the point where, because as soon as I would leave that door, I would be like, dude, I'm defrauding my family. I need to do something. I need to do something. If you're going to fucking do this, you better be the fucking best. Because, you know, that's the way that I was brought up. And I was like, man, my mom like worked so hard. I was like, dude, just as long as I could like, you know, just fend for myself and show her that I could fend for myself and she don't got to worry about me.
So 3 months went by, you started a solar game, door knocking, and in 3 months you didn't get paid. How many months into you got your first paycheck?
Okay, so probably like it would be my second month second month and a half where I got my big paycheck. I got 1,500. It was like my biggest paycheck. I was like, damn, bro, I just made 1,500. I'm rich. I'm hood rich at this point. I'm like, damn, ¿quién quiere ir a comer? ¿Entiendes? We're gonna eat good. We having steaks tonight, man. But and then after that though, I never wanted to go back, so I would just keep working. I remember that there was this month. I think like it was my 5th month. My 5th month, like where we would track all our numbers. So Luis would be right here, blah, 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 blah. And literally I had more, we were probably like 15 reps. I had more than the bottom 6 combined. I had 25 credit checks. And the closest guy to me had 12.
So 25, and you said that they're offering you 250?
250 plus, I believe it was 250 plus 600 on the back end.
250
plus 600, so in reality it was
so just on the 250 it was 6,200. Just on the 250 on 25 deals, and then they will give you what?
And they would give you 600 on the back end, I believe.
On for each?
Yeah, for each.
For each. So we're talking about over $21,000.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was fun. It was fun because like you would just go and the crazy thing is that I always hear salesmen or anything like that. They're like, oh, well, yeah, we got to work. We got to do this. I'm like, dude, at the end of the day, you have the security of a job. You know, you have a job, man. Like for me, it wasn't really, I didn't even care about like, hey, dude, give me a fixed hour rate or whatever the case may be. I was just like, let's do as much as we can and like go as hard as possible. I would start knocking at 7:30, and most people would be like, "You're fucking crazy, bro. Nadie te va a responder. No one's gonna answer." And bro, I would get the abuelita that was waking up early in the morning, and then the abuelita would tell me, "Hey, I was looking for solar, blah 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 blah," and I was like, "Yeah, that's right." And now I'd show up to the meeting when they would come at 9 a.m. and they would be like, "Boom, Luis already on the board," and I'm like, yeah, that's right. I'm clocking out early. Later. And I would go to sleep. I would do whatever I want. But for the most part, I would stay and I would want to dominate and kill.
So after the 3 months, you started killing the board, bro. You started killing your office. Do you remember how many people or how many sales reps were in the office?
It was around 15 to 20.
About 15 to 20. So how long did it take you for you to like just
stay
murder
there?
them?
Yeah, murder them. It was probably like 3-4 months.
3-4 months.
After the 3rd month, when I started making that first 1,500, I just started fucking everybody up.
But would it be safe to say like between month 4 and 6, you're at the top of the board?
Yeah, I would say like 4 or 6 months. I was already making the most. And this is the craziest part. Even people that had better pay structures than me couldn't mess with what I was making. They couldn't because the production was so high that like literally my checks were stacking up. Like I literally probably like the last month that I worked with that company when I started deciding when another company approached me and said, hey, you know what? I want you to be head director of sales for us. You know, I want you to like, you know, you're going to be your own boss. You're going to do your own stuff. And I ended up getting paid double that on that job. And then I ended up making my own company.
4 to 6 months, you dominated the board. You're on top of the sales board. You started making what, 20 G's and up a month?
Yeah, I was roughly making. I was probably making like around 2,500 every single week, every single check. Like I was making like 3,000. I would get, honestly, and this is the crazy part too. I have all those checks posted up on my Instagram too. You can see that it's real progression. It's real progression and real growth. But so I would say I was probably making anywhere from like $15,000, $16,000, $20,000 a month.
A month.
Yeah, and plus bonuses, because I would get bonuses. I would get like, there were sometimes I would get like $7,000 a week.
Good.
Because like a bonuses, like the last week, I would just try to stack the check as high as I could because I was like, dude, I need to get as much as I can because I'm trying to get like the biggest check possible. So
you started making money. At what point do you tell your mom or your parents, hey guys, guess what? This is what I'm doing? Because I'm sure like any other kid, you wanted to like buy stuff and you start buying stuff and they caught on to it.
No.
Or what happened?
And this is crazy. Yeah, never. I would never buy stuff. And it's crazy. If you guys see that Louis Vuitton bag that I have out there, I manifested that. That's the only reason I have a Louis Vuitton bag is because I really wanted a Louis Vuitton bag. That's why I got it, right? It was a kick-ass bag, and I literally had it on my vision board or whatever you could say. Yep. I had to screenshot it on my phone for the longest time, right? And I ended up getting it. I love nice things and whatever the case may be, but who doesn't, right? But at the end of the day, I ended up just being really reserved with it because I didn't want to tell people and then just like fucking lose it all.
Yeah.
And then just like be like the guy that just got hood rich, you know? I always thought like it was going to come to an end, you know? So I worked every single day. Like if I was broke, I was just like, yeah, man, I feel like this might end. And AC said, se acaba. I don't want to be that person that like, you know, that like told you, oh, I'm making good money. And then I'm like, the goddamn gutter.
How many months into sales?
It was my 6th month. It was probably my 6th month.
Ya
era cuando ya me estaba saliendo. I was leaving.
Is that when you told your mom?
Yeah, I told my mom since I was like 16 years old. We would always mess around, right? Like my mom would always say like, oh, ya cuando te hagas rico, get me a Louis Vuitton bag. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, for sure, mom, you're going to get it, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, yeah. You know how moms are. Like, they just say, yeah. So but like, yeah, like making you feel better. Pero I really freaking meant it. And I was like, dude, I'm going to do it. And then I was like, as soon as I started seeing these checks, I was like, dude, I'm going to Glendale Galleria real quick. And I'm going to get this Louis Vuitton bag. I don't even know how much it is. I walk up. And I ended up walking up to the store. They're like, who's this fucking little kid? Little squinkle coming in, you know, like just walking in. And they would be like, nah, whatever. They took like 35 minutes to attend me. And then they ended up attending me. I was like, I want that back. And they were like, oh, you don't want to know how much it costs? I'm like, I don't care what it costs. Give me it. Like, give me it. And I ended up getting it, gift wrapping it. And it was probably like right when they were about to close the mall. So it was like 8 o'clock. Keep in mind, I live in Palmdale, so I still have to drive back, you know? And I'm driving back, and it's probably like already like getting close to like 10 o'clock because there was like a lot of traffic. And I told my mom's asleep by 9 a.m. She's like, 9 p.m. She has to go to work early. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Mom, don't go to sleep. Wait for me. Don't go to sleep. Wait for me. And she was like, what's going on? Like, you know, what's going on? I'm like, no, nothing. Everything's fine. I'm on my way, though. I'm coming back from work, blah, 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 blah. You know how to hide it. And then I ended up getting home, and I was like, Mom. And I showed her the bag, and she started crying, and I started crying. I was like, damn, man. Like, this shit is surreal. And to this day, I feel it, and I get goosebumps. And I'm like, dude. Like, the fact that you could see that. If I could give anyone a feeling that they could feel, is that feeling. Like being able to help your family, man. Like being able to help the people that are your day ones. No matter, you know, everyone has problems in their family, you know? But at the end of the day, those are the people that I love. Even for my cousin, even for my brother, I want to see everyone succeed. Yeah. And that's when I see certain kids, that's a big mission of mine. I want to be able to help and position people into positions that they didn't have before. right? So because I wish that I would have been able to have that mentorship since the beginning, because I felt like, dude, if I had someone like me, maybe in the beginning that told me, hey, dude, this shit is possible and looked like me, like I would be able to say, hey, dude, like, you know what? I could do this shit.
That's right.
Like, and who can stop me?
So fast forward to now. Just let everyone know what is your goal for this year, because you and I, I coach you, so you and I know what your goals are, but let everyone know what a young kid of 23 years old, what are your goals for 2021 as far as just gross income? Just because a lot of people want to know that. Yeah, so
I want to be able to first and foremost, other than the money, as well as like one of the biggest goals that I have is that I want to be able to go to the ultimate goal is to be able to help people in Mexico. Because I'm from Mexico. My parents are both from Guanajuato, Mexico. Pénjamo, a really small pueblito down there. And I want to be able to build schools down there. I want to be able to build over 25 schools. That's one of my biggest goals. I want to be able to build over 25 schools. And at the end of the day, I want to be able to, like I said, position people that, have the same ambition as me, but don't have the same opportunity.
That's right.
So, and that's a big one. And I also want to be a millionaire, right? I want to make a lot of money. The reason why is because I want to help a lot of people, right? And I know that that's the biggest way that I could have an impact and be able to help and position myself in the best position possible to be able to do that.
Absolutely. So I know you're being extremely successful, bro. Your business is only going to take off from this point on. I mean, it's taking off. At the same time, you're going to be helping a lot of people. So if we had to wrap this up with three advice that you give to a young kid that may be younger than you, maybe at the position that you were in when you were a kid, or somebody that's in that dark moment of depression that a lot of people go through, and some people, unfortunately, they can't get out of it. You were one of the fortunate that got out of it. Something clicked and you got out of it. Or someone that's kind of struggling to the entrepreneurship game, that wants to get into sales, maybe wants to be, they probably want to be part of your team or something like that. What would you say to those individuals? 3 different advice that you could give them.
First one I would probably say is be coachable. Be coachable. Listen. I have a lot of confidence in myself just because I produce results, right? And I could say, hey, you know what? I've done this, I've done that. But in the beginning, you have to understand that you have to be coachable for people that are way above you, like you are. So I'm humble. I'm confident enough to be able to say I could stand in the ring with anybody. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm humble enough to say, hey, I don't know it all.
That's right.
So if I don't know it all, then there's something that I don't know. So I need to know it from that person. So I need to be humble enough to ask for help. Right? So, and the second thing I would be able to tell you guys is that I want you guys to have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself, because self-belief is really a huge part. You have to believe in yourself before anyone sees the vision. Don't blame the whole world. Don't blame anything because God didn't give them your vision. It's your vision, man. I had it before. Everyone would doubt me. Even the people that I love the closest. It's not because they want to hurt me or they want to see me do bad. It's just they don't understand it. They don't see your vision yet, and you have to go out and manifest it. And the third thing is keep a tight circle, keep a tight circle. I would think just listen, whether that's virtual mentors. If you don't have anyone positive in your life, make sure that you keep around the same, the good people. Follow JJ, man. Follow people that are really inspiring. Nowadays, you could go on a phone and you have access to everything.
That's right.
¿Me entiendes? You don't need to just have them in real life. You coached me and you've inspired me and you motivated me through a phone. This is the first time we meet in person, but you've already made me a lot of money. That's really crazy to think about. So we have to put in things into perspective and be able to say, hey, you know what? There's no excuse that you can't seek the knowledge and the mentorship through books, through audiobooks, through whatever the case may be, but seek mentorship.
Awesome, brother. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be inspired, motivated, and really moved from this interview. If they want to work for you, if they want to be part of your team, what are the requirements, bro? Just spit out the top 2 or 3 requirements for somebody that wants to start doing what you're doing right now, and somebody that wants to be mentored by someone like you, what would your requirements be, bro? Because you and I talked about that, and it's very important that you bring on only the right people on your team. What are the top 2 or 3 requirements for somebody that wants to be part of your team?
Yeah, so if you want to be part of our team, honestly, we have a close-knitted culture. We're all family. We all try to treat each other with the most respect. I think the biggest thing is that you have to have respect for yourself. Respect what you're going to be doing. Respect yourself ultimately and your goals, right? Because at the end of the day, if you tell me one of your goals, I'm the type of person that is going to do all in my power to be able to get you there, right? But you have to be willing to put in the work. We have the training systems, everything, all the processes that you're going to need to be successful. So there's really no reason why you wouldn't be able to be successful in my company, Next Step Solar, right? So if you are interested and you want to like look into like being part of Next Step Solar, what you can do is just send me a DM on Next Step Solar at Next Step Solar on Instagram, or at LouisJ__ on Instagram, and we'll help you guys out to even see if it makes sense for you guys, right? Because not everyone's meant, to do the jobs that we're doing, right? Not everyone's built for door to door, but you if it is something that you dive deep into, just like anything, you're gonna get an exponential result. And I don't think I'm not special, man. I'm not special. I'm really like the average of the average. The only reason why I kept winning was because I took action. I took a lot of action. That's it.
I think most importantly, bro, you took inspire action. You should see you were inspired by your parents, by your mom. You're inspired through the circumstances that you're going through to just make shit happen. You're inspired by those people that doubted you in your first office and that thought that you were going to quit. See, they inspire you. So you took inspire action, and that's why you're here, bro. Less than 12 months, you have your own company, your own office. You have people working part of your team. And I know this year is going to be a great year for you, bro. The goal is to hit over $1 million. Yes, gross?
Yeah, we're more than on our way.
And then the first month we're good, right?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. We're good. We're gonna hit it.
Yeah, so the goal is to do the same, if not even better. That way you could go ahead and hit your goal and surpass your goal. So I will say this, bro. I would say that I am really honored to have you here, bro, in front of me, because I know your testimonial, your story is gonna help a lot of people, brother. Okay, so be ready for people to hit you up. Be ready for you to receive all those blessings, bro. Because I believe that when you give, you receive. Mm-hmm. And I know you're a giver, bro, because that's how you and I connected. Mm-hmm. You give a great donation, great contribution to two young girls from the Philippines that were building their home. You know what I mean? So keep doing what you're doing, brother. Really excited, really proud of you, bro.
Hey, dude.
Very honored, and it was a pleasure to have you on my podcast, brother. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
Oh, that'd be it, man. Just follow me on Instagram, like I said, LouisJ__. And yeah, man, if anything, I want to be able to tell you how grateful I am for even today, everything, and sharing a little bit of Don Julio with you. And that was interesting.
I haven't had tequila in a minute.
Dude, I'm telling you, this podcast was like no filter, it's going to be a good one, man.
It's a good one. Well, listen, it's real talk with JJ Jara. We're having a real talk. Mm-hmm. We're going to edit a couple of little things here and there, but other than that, it's raw and real, bro. Because everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening to it, I wanted to identify with you and what the conversation we're having, bro. So,
dude, I'm the type of person, and I don't care about no cuts. I'm real, I'm raw, whatever it is. I look dumb, I look whatever. It's the same. It is what it is. At the end of the day, someone's gonna be able to say, "Hey, dude, that's real life," and connect with it.
That's right. But brother, it was a great pleasure to have you here, brother.
Yeah, right? Man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome. All right, guys, it was a wrap. See you guys on the next one. Let's go.